Well, it appears that things are going crazy and it's bananas right now. The Houston Astros, they haven't done anything right now as far as Alex Bregman, but the Juan Soto stuff is blowing up. There's a lot of conjecture, a lot of trade ideas. You know what? Let's just get into this special Saturday Night Live edition of Locked On Astros.
Yainel Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Heisman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chansey.
Yeah, that's right. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is a special Saturday night edition of Locked On Astros. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. Know that this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book, and whenever you get logged in and you get this app, you get $150 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. That's right. Go to FanDuel.com today/lockedon to join. Never waste a hunch and make every moment yours with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Well, hey, guys and girls, I figured I would jump on in here. Hello, how are y'all doing? Thank y'all for tuning in. This was literally something that I was sitting there stewing about and thinking about, and I saw a couple comments, and I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and rock and roll. I'm just going to do this impromptu gathering of the minds before tomorrow evening when Eric and I really get into a full conversation. And maybe at that time, we will have some decisions that have been made. I would assume that Juan Soto would have been signed by then, because people seem to be saying, you know, within the hour, within 30 minutes, there's a decision coming. But we'll get to the Soto stuff later, because that doesn't really concern us. What concerns us is the Astros had a plan B going for them, and the plan B was Willie Adamas. Well, that ship has officially sailed, and like I mentioned in a recent short that I did for the YouTube channel, he signed with the San Francisco Giants, a 7-year, $182 million deal. Now, here's the deal. I just heard that he actually snubbed the Los Angeles Dodgers. And so an Astros fan, you'll love that. The Los Angeles Dodgers were hoping to be able to sign him. They weren't able to. Adamas went to the Giants. Look, the Giants are spending the money. That deal that he signed is actually larger than Buster Posey's deal. Buster Posey now is in the front office and doing things there. Who is Willie Adamas' agent? I'm not sure who his agent is off the top of my head. Someone could probably look that up. I'm not going to look that up since I'm solo right now. Thank you for tuning in. Romano, Mama Wheelhouse, Richard, Solis, Garza, Tiki, Greg is here. I see Jay is here. We got some OGs in the house. Thank y'all for tuning in. Al is here. He said, bye-bye, Alex. So the WWJCD, that's a new bracelet I'm going to wear. What will Jim Crane do? Not what would he do? Because we know what he would do. We know that he would not in the past go over 5 years. Well, he's offered a 6-year deal. Now, there is a false rumor going around that they've upped the offer to 7 years, 180, which is not true. That's not true. Don't believe everything you read on Facebook. Even though I run Stros 411, Stros with a Z, and since I run that on Facebook, we try to put accurate stuff out there, but don't believe everything you see on the different fan pages. Wheelhouse, you're the bomb. Well, hey, thank you, Mr. Garza. I appreciate it. You are the bomb too. So thank y'all for tuning in. It is a little late, but hey, maybe Jim Crane maybe he's kicking back on YouTube and he's got his notifications up. And Mr. Crane, you're watching. Look, guys, we have got to ask ourselves, is Jim Crane willing to sign Alex Bregman? Now, you've got two questions here, okay? Yeah, look, I wasn't expecting a show tonight either. I literally thought about this. I did some shorts. I was looking on X. My mind's going 90 miles a minute. I saw a couple people who say, man, I wish you'd go live so we could talk about this. I was like, you know what? Why not? Eric had an evening with the family, so I didn't even reach out to him. He probably got the notification. He might be watching going, man, he didn't even call me. Look, they went to the local Christmas parade, so I didn't want to interrupt his family time. This is a good comment here. I like Bregman, but I'd rather spend the money on Tucker and Yordan. Well, we spent the money on Yordan. We've got him for a few more years. And then Kyle Tucker, that is a whole nother question. So the question that we have to address first is, will Jim Crane go to a 7-year deal? Will he push it to 180 or 186 million? And if he does that, are you willing to pay Alex Bregman in his 37th and 38th year the $30+ million? Are you willing to do that? And if you're willing to do that, then that is the route that you are going to take. But if you're not willing to do that, then that is not where you want to go. Okay. When we look at I'm going to pull up Fangraphs and the Astros financial situation here. And we know that a lot of money comes off the books this next year. After this season in 26, a lot of money is freed up. And so Jim Crane is really kind of at a crossroads. I think Major League Baseball is at a crossroads. The latest story is from John Heyman, who has blocked me. He's blocked a lot of people. If you're on X, you probably heard his crash out that he had on the radio. I think a radio host went too far. There's a radio host that actually said asked him if he was paid by Scott Boris and questioned his integrity. And, I think John Heyman took exception to that. He didn't like it, and he went off on him, and he said, I've been on WFAN for years, for almost 16 years. I'm never coming back on the show again. You guys have ruined it. And so it's just one of those things where, look, this guy's taking it on the chin. He's kind of been a little toolsy, and when I'm talking about baseball-wise, toolsy with the Astros stuff. That's why he blocked me. I kept calling him out on his Astros BS, and I wasn't putting up with it. So this is his latest report, and this is relevant because Scott Boris is the agent of Juan Soto. Right now, both clubs, the Yankees and the Mets, are heavily involved and have recently upped their offers into the $710 to $730 million range. MLB record territory. $710 to $730 million. So here's a question I have for you, Astros fans. Even if we sign Bregman, okay, let's just say we do. Let's just say we sign him 6 years. Someone presented a really interesting contract structure, and if I can find it while we're on the show, I'll share it with you. But you would have to move money to the back. You'd have to defer it. You would have to do like a $10 million signing bonus. You could do $2 million deferred, all these different things where you can move money around where it doesn't break the bank. I mean, you can sign Bregman, but what does the Juan Soto contract, how does that affect the baseball landscape? Because we know players don't want a salary cap. They want the free market system. And how much is too much? How far is too far? Now, for us common folk, we don't make near the money, obviously, what these athletes do who are basically entertainers. Now they're making $700+ million a year. No one else is going to get that contract. So it only bodes well for other players because then they can push their value higher and higher. Well, I'm not asking for $700 million. I'm only asking for $200 million. Oh, that's a bargain. Do you see what I'm saying? How long does this train keep going before it's derailed? And that, I think, is a problem. And Jim Crane, listen to what he says. Pay attention to what he does, but listen to what he says. This is a business. We are in this to make money. He may not say that, but when he said this is a business, the underlying meaning is we do this because we want to make money. The natural response from the fans, but you've had all this revenue. You've had all these receipts. You've made more money in the last 7 years than you ever have in Astros history. So what of that? Well, they still want to keep the revenue. Why do insurance companies deny your claim? Because they make money when you claim stuff. And they make money. Actually, they make money when you pay. They don't make money when they pay you. So when you make a claim, that's why they fight you tooth and nail. When you claim something on medical, when you claim something on auto, they will fight you and they will try to tell you why they can't pay you. So Jim Crane is trying to tell you, look, I want to keep this a viable team. If we cripple the team financially, we won't be able to have a team down the road. But at some point, you've got to ask yourself, why would you not at least secure 2 or 3 more years or 4 more years of this dynastic run rather than just letting everybody go? Because if they let Bregman walk, they're gonna have to trade Tucker. They're gonna have to trade Framber Valdez. One of those two guys is gonna have to be traded. And I'm gonna talk about a possible trade with Boston for Tristan Casas after these messages. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is Game Time. It is the app that you want to go to. You just use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. You've heard me talk about it. Now, what I want you to do is you can find everything you want from high-profile events. You can look for these super deals, the seat views before you go, the lowest price guaranteed. I mean, the Game Time exchange coverage. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. This is what you do. You download the Game Time app today. You create an account. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Now, if you find tickets in the same row in the same section for a cheaper price, they will credit you 110% the difference so you can have more money to take to other places, whether it's plays, whether it's Broadway, whether it's concerts, whether it's Rockets or Texans or Astros, they've got you covered. So make sure that you log in, that you download the app Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. All right. So look, guys and girls, it is a crazy time in baseball. Right here, I like this comment. Jose Roman says, sadly is the way of the market, but it needs to be stopped in some way in a few years. How much will a ticket cost? Yeah. Look, we're actually pretty fortunate. If you look at ticket prices across MLB, we're still middle of the road. I just saw the price hikes a couple weeks ago on the various concessions at Los Angeles, and they're going through the roof. I mean, the more money we pay these players, the more you're going to be hurt by it at the ticket window. Jay Roberts, let's get to his comment here. It says, if Tucker has a healthy and productive walk season, he will benefit from whatever Soto gets. That is correct. Now, we know he won't get the $700 million, but you could probably push Tucker between $350 and $400 million easily. I believe the last 2 years, the highest payroll has won the World Series. Just saying. Were the Red Sox were the Rangers the highest payroll the year before? I don't think they were number one. The Dodgers were number one, I believe. Maybe in the off season, they spent the most. They spent like $800 million in the off season during the winter meetings, signing all those players. But I don't think the Rangers were ever the top. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all can look it up for me because I don't have all that information right here. So here's the deal. Emilio says, I love my Astros. I love baseball, but I'm not paying $40 for a stinking beer next season just because the spoiled players want the moon brought to them. Look, I agree with you. I don't even know what the beer prices are right now. I don't even buy beer at the games now. Like, I don't even really drink beer. Like, it's every once in a while. I don't know. I think it's overrated, if I'm being honest. Sorry, beer fans. But it is just one of those things where at what point now, the reason why these clubs are saying they can pay this is because they're adjusting for inflation. So a $700 million payout is really about a $400 million payout. Regardless, do you think we're buying that bull crap? Do you think we're buying that? Absolutely not. Okay, so let's get to this idea of trading with the Boston Red Sox, okay? According to Alex Spire is a writer for the Boston Globe. He actually has his own book that he's written called Homegrown. He moonlights on the NESN network. And so this guy's a legitimate reporter. And he says, according to multiple major league sources, the Red Sox have been open to using Casas as a trade chip for pitching help. An executive for one American League club said that the Sox offered Casas as a headliner in talks about one of the team's arms, withholding Willie Abreu and the elite prospect group. Now, I put on there that they're looking for a frontline pitcher. I believe I just kind of misquoted that in my short. So let me clear that up. If I'm trading with the Boston Red Sox, I'm getting more than Casas. I'm getting a relief pitcher. I'm going to maybe talk about Wilmer. I don't think they're going to consider trading him, but could you package Framber Valdez and somebody else to the Red Sox and get a decent haul from them? I don't know. Okay. Framber Valdez, I think, stays with the Astros. I don't think they're going to trade him. But if you can't hold on to now, here's my question to you. If you don't hold on to Alex, do you think also trading a Framber or Tucker would be the wrong thing and leave this team too barren for really competing in 2025? Or do you think it's something like that would be inevitable to push through and you go 26 to 28? That's your target years that you're really looking to compete. Oh, Corbin Burns is the second rated free agent on the market. Yes, kind of like the trade of Burns last offseason. That is correct. That is 100% correct. What does it say? Sign Bregman and in the contract insert that all visiting teams must buy 10 cases of Breggy salsa. Well, an interesting fact, I don't know if y'all caught me when I said this, apparently they pulled Breggy Bomb salsa from some of the HEBs. I don't know if all the HEBs. Oh, look at this. There's another. Here's another word. Remember Anthony Santander for the Orioles? Sources tell Mike Rodriguez on X that Boston has contacted Anthony Santander. Now, here's the deal. The Boston Red Sox have something brewing, and I kind of want to talk about this a little bit, and we'll get back on the Astros. The Boston Red Sox, if they really went all in and super big, I know Vlad Guerrero Jr. liked an image. And look, I know liking images on Instagram doesn't mean anything, but it's the idea of it. And Vlad Guerrero Jr. was keen on it, where it had Devers, Vlad Guerrero Jr., and Juan Soto all in Red Sox uniforms. And it said the big three because they're all from the Dominican. Look, guys, the money is the money. But if the Red Sox can get close to, listen to this, the Red Sox can get close to the Yankees, can get close to the Mets in years and money, the Red Sox actually makes more sense in the long run. They've got a better farm system. They've got younger players. They've got a little bit brighter future within the club. The Yankees just have the hopes of bringing people as free agents. They don't develop players. And the Mets, I don't know. I mean, the Mets aren't a bad option, but the Red Sox actually have the best path going forward, and they're still trying to make moves. So the Tristan Casas idea, who would you trade for Tristan Casas? He's a first baseman. Okay. And I'm going to go to his numbers. Okay. I know versus the Astros, he hit 314. But overall, okay, he has hit 42 home runs in 3 seasons. He hit 23 2 years ago. Overall, he has a 3-year batting average of 250, on base percentage 357, slugging 473. Okay. This last year, he did strike out more than he's ever struck out in his career, but he is 24. He turns 25 January 15th. Okay. Dude was born in 2000. So every year, like the year that it is the year that he is, that's how many years he has been on this earth. I can't believe I tried to say that and make it make sense, but he'll be 25 in January. He's a big body guy. He can hit home runs. He's a lefty. Would we want him in there with Yordan Alvarez? He could be a power bat. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about trading Fromber? Okay. Right here. Pay up for Breggy for 7 years, but defer some of the money for the 2025 season. Yeah, you would need to. Like, Alex, you're getting a $10 million bonus, but we're going to give you $2 million like Mr. Ohtani. And we're only going to pay you $2 million in 25, but then after that, it'll go through the roof. How's it going? What are you going to do, Breggy? So is that Tristan Casas trade a possibility? Because I don't really see any other trades. I don't know, like, unless someone wants a Tucker or a Valdez or someone valuable, I don't know that the Astros have the trade capital. Actually, I know they don't have the trade capital. They don't have the prospects to do it. Oh, did y'all see this? Bryce Matthews hit his 4th home run. It was a go-ahead grand slam, by the way. And we'll get into some more things here next after these words from our friends at FanDuel. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. You need to get in the game and use a promo. Just go to FanDuel.com. They have everything you need in their app. Their app is easy to use. It's got all the things you need when you're watching the show, whether you need to bet on the game live. If it's Denver, if it's Houston, if it's Dallas, it doesn't matter. If you get a hunch in the middle of a game, check the latest stats, view the play-by-play and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. So visit FanDuel.com today. Just join. You get $150 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. All right. Again, like I said, it's bananas. Okay. Yeah. Look, the problem with trading Framber. Yeah, that's right. Wheel bite. You hit the nail on the head. And I saw that earlier, and I wanted to get to that earlier, and I just missed it. Trading Fromber is throwing in the towel. 200 plus innings are going where, right? Who's taking that over? Excellent point. Look, I think you trade Fromber mid-season if you don't think things are going well, or you think maybe you're going to just limp into the playoffs, and maybe you can get some of the trade deadline. The only reason why I'm saying trade Fromber or trade Tucker is if you have no intention on keeping them in-house and you have no intentions on paying them, you might as well start getting something for nothing. You might as well. I mean, that's not hard to figure out. But then again, the reality is it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. This team, I think, as it's constructed right now, if you get Bregman back, can compete for the American League. We're not in the National League. And the Dodgers, let me tell you, man, the Dodgers, I hear Roki Sissoko is probably going to sign with someone like the Dodgers or the Padres. The Astros on the bottom end of the international pool money. He's going to come in on a minor league contract. He's doing that. He's coming in. He could wait till he's 25 and make a whole lot more, but he's sacrificing some money in the front end because he wants to play now. He doesn't want to wait another year. So you have that. Tiki says, how are we going to pay Tucker $300 million? Well, if you're not going to pay him, you might as well trade him. I mean, right? Don't you want something in return? I mean, a compensation pick, what's that? I don't want a compensation pick. I need some people. Jay Roberts says, glad the Dodgers don't need a first baseman for real. I still think Christian Walker is a reality. I think if the Astros don't sign Bregman, if the Astros don't sign Bregman, you go sign Christian Walker. You go sign Christian Walker and hear me out. Do not freak out when I say this. Sign Christian Walker. Go get Jorge Polanco. He's not going to cost you much. He's a veteran. He's not a terrible player. He's not Alex Bregman. You're not going to find. So when someone says, well, he's not Alex Bregman, neither is 249 of the other guys that are in Major League Baseball. There's only one Alex Bregman, but his OPS has declined every year. He is an elite guy. He does have intangibles. You can't replace that. Here's the flip to that. And that's why this conversation could just send you in a tailspin, okay? Look, Chris Ray is showing the throw up emojis. Look, I'm just saying. And Jay Roberts says, bring back Yuli. He can play third. Jay, no offense, my friend. They are not bringing back Yuli. If they weren't willing to bring back Yuli 2 years ago or a year ago, they're still not going to do that. We need a bat. I understand. Christian Walker will be that bat. Christian Walker will be that bat. Okay. That's what we'll do. Okay. I'm not letting LA doing spoil my mental health as a baseball fan. Oh, no, me neither. I could look, man. They won fair and square. The Yankees didn't show up. The Yankees might as well not played. They won one game. And I'm telling you this, if the Yankees don't re-sign, don't get back Juan Soto, that fan base is going to absolutely riot. They are going to go nuts. And I knew it. I knew the Yankees were going to get back into it. The Yankees have been really quiet. I think the Yankees come in and make an 11th hour deal and try to get Soto. And if Soto signs with Boston or the New York Mets, not the Dodgers, not the Blue Jays, quit mentioning them because that's not even funny. Okay, those two teams, he's not going there. Okay. If the Yankees lose out on Juan Soto, it's only going to be because the Red Sox or the Mets trump what the Yankees give in a year or in a signing bonus. It's not going to be much. And then the Yankees are going to put out there, we put our best foot forward. We've never offered this much money. We felt like we gave him the best chance to win. And they can say we were in the World Series. We made it to World Series. We want to finish the job. And that's what they're probably telling Soto. We want to finish the job. We want to finish the job. Now, my question is this. What owners are going to start considering selling these teams if these players' salaries keep going through the roof? That's a whole nother conversation. Something I was thinking about today. Will these contracts price out? So if Jim Crane is a smart, frugal owner and still has a top 5 payroll in Major League Baseball, I'm sorry, the misnomer that he's cheap is just not true. He's just not willing to pay hundreds of billions of dollars to all these players. And he's had a successful run without having to do that. But at what point does someone like Jim Crane say, you know what? I made my money. I'm richer now than I was before I owned the Astros. It's time for me to sell and get out of this game. I'm in a text group with some friends on, a private, we're like in a little group messaging on X. That sounds like an old dude right now. And hold on, what did Rio say? Yankees plan C, sign Bregman. Hey, I'm telling you right now, if they don't get Soto, they're going to go after Bregman. But let me focus here. And I'm in this group text and they're like, well, we just need Steve Cohen. We need an owner like Steve Cohen. You're not getting another owner like Steve Cohen. You know, Steve Cohen is 3 times richer than the second richest owner in baseball. 3. And we're talking billions of dollars. The only person that could match Steve Cohen is someone like Elon Musk. You think he's going to worry about buying a baseball team? Absolutely not. So the question remains now, Jim Crane gets put in an interesting scenario because he knows, because when his young stars come up for the big contracts, the Hunter Browns, the Spencer Arrighettis, if Bryce Matthews and Jacob Melton become major league players that are outstanding, I'm just saying, what are you going to do in 5 years? Is the standard contract going to be $80 million, $150 million? I mean, heck, look at the NBA. There's some guys in the NBA, and of course, I don't follow the NBA as closely as probably the next NBA enthusiast, which I know I don't. But there's dudes getting $38 million in the NBA that I'm going, I remember Michael Jordan didn't even make $38 million. So the question remains, what will Jim Crane do? Will Jim Crane go against what he's done for the first time and make the payment, the biggest payment he's ever made to a player that he knows in the last 3 years of his contract is probably going to be declining and not going to be better, but possibly worse? And that's not a knock on Bregman. That's just called father time and age, right? So that's what we have to look at. Luis Garcia and Jake Myers for Tristan Casas. You're going to have to get somebody beside Luis Garcia who just came off of surgery. And I'm not 100% sure that he's going to be ready opening day. Look, I'm just saying, I think I misread what I think I read through a little bit too quickly. I was trying to catch up on information. And yeah, the Boston Red Sox didn't say they just needed pitching help. So maybe Framber Valdez is a huge overpay for that, okay? But if you do that, you can get Casas, you can get a relief pitcher, you can get, I don't know, maybe you can get one of their top prospects. They've got a darn good farm system. They got a number 3 farm system. So I have a question. Let's go this route. If the Astros were to trade Tucker or they were to trade Framber Valdez and they were to get 2 top prospects, 2 top 20 prospects out of a club, would you do it? I mean, don't you and don't I complain about how we've lost prospects? I mean, Will Wagner, y'all were talking about Will Wagner in the chat before I started. Everybody wants Will Wagner back. We want Wilmer Abreu back. Good Lord, if he's the one that got away. He's more so than Teoscar Hernandez. You see what I'm saying? This is not a plug and play game anymore. This is not checkers. This is chess. This is a far cry. And Jay, you'll remember this. I don't know how old all you are. And I'm not saying Jay, you're old, but Jay and I are about the same age. Okay. Jay's one of Jay's good friends, actually a friend of mine. That was one of the best pitchers that I ever saw growing up. This guy named Ryan Lozado. He was a stud. He was like Randy Johnson or Nolan Ryan to us. Okay. But I remember the Astros not being willing to give Nolan Ryan $1 million. $1 million. Now we are in the stratosphere of 710 to 730. Wow. Just unbelievable. Are we ever going to have a better farm system? You know, Susan, that's a great question. I don't know. Why don't we go knock on Rob Manfred's door and ask him why he has this stupid system, the stupid lottery ticket system where he's trying to make clubs better at the bottom. For basically, they're trying to avoid teams tanking, but the only way to get your top 20 draft picks is if your team sucks. So you essentially have to tank because you suck to get those. So the Astros won't see a top 20 pick for what, maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 seasons. I think they're going to be that competitive and think they're going to compete for the playoffs for the next 2 or 3 years. That means they've got to go to the bottom, folks, before they can get to the top of those draft picks. Brown needs to call Jeff Luhnow for some advice. Someone said something to me the other day. They're like, well, I sure wish we had James Click. I'm like, what have the Blue Jays done? And let's kind of park on that for a little bit. Everybody always tells me about James Click this and James Click that. Someone tell me in the chat right now what James Click has done to make the Blue Jays a winning team. I'm listening. They haven't done anything. Well, here's the thing. Baltimore replicated what we did. Crane needs to just wake up and smell the change of environment. His formula is outdated. His formula is outdated. You know why it's outdated? Because he's smart with his money. Because he doesn't have the quintillion dollars that Steve Cohen has. He doesn't have all the money hand over fist, the market. And the other thing that we don't talk about enough is the Houston market is not the same as the New York market. This is Chris saying to Jim Crane, the future is now, old man. That's right. Look, guys, tough times are coming for the Canadians. What do you mean? Anyways, Rashad, don't throw me a curveball like that. That was like a nasty Framber Valdez hook. That was brutal. I thought it said something else. But okay, the Blue Jays. I'm sorry. Yes, the Blue Jays are about to hit the reek. They are going to smell like a bloated skunk on the side of the road. I mean, it's going to be bad. And the Blue Jays have absolutely they failed. You notice nobody said anything about James Click. Every time we talk about Dana Brown, people want to come to me. And I'm not saying y'all in the chat. I'm not saying those of y'all who listen. But when I'm talking baseball, when I'm on the social media, I'm all over the place. I'm out there too much probably. People are always like, "Well, James Click." And I'm like, but what have they done? The Blue Jays haven't done SHIT. They haven't done a thing. They've only seen their players underperform. Now, Bo Bichette's in a walk year, okay? If Bo Bichette goes a walk year and he has the kind of year, if let's say Tucker and Bo Bichette have crazy years and Vlad Guerrero goes off, those 3 guys are going to get a ton of money, okay? In reality, what do you think we could get for Framber? For Framber, I think you could get, I would go for, you could get one major league bat. You can get a solid bat. You could get a first baseman, and I have no idea what teams this would fit. And you could get a top prospect, or you could get a major league ready. You get an arm back. You get 2 top 20 prospects or 2 top 30 prospects. Even 2 top 50 is better than what we got. We got the number 87th. Heck, 2 top 50 would be fine. But where are they projected? Who are they? What positions? So would you look for that to be, okay, we're going to get an outfielder and another third baseman, because are we just going to do the stopgap plug and play? Are we going to treat third base when Bregman leaves like we've treated center field? And granted, Jake Myers has done an amazing job defensively, but I don't like our center field situation. So you could trade Framber Valdez again for someone like Vlad Guerrero Jr., but it's for 1 year. I'm not trading I know Framber only has 1 year. Maybe they both have 1 year, whatever. Oh, but then again, Wheelbite mentions you can't afford to lose those innings. And Wheelbite, I'm entertaining the question. He said, what would I ask for? Maybe we can bring back Seth Beer like we did sing. No, Jay. See, Jay, you must be drinking. Jay must be like three drinks in right now. He said we could bring back Seth Beer like John Singleton. No offense to Seth Beer. No disrespect to him. But John Singleton's ceiling was way higher at the beginning of his career than Seth Beer's ever was. Click had some insanely lucky breaks with the Rays. Arozarena came out of nowhere. Yeah, Arozarena did come out of nowhere. He did. Jay said perhaps. That's awesome. Look, guys, this is a great session. What? So we're going. Hey, Mr. Twang, how's it going, sir? Look, I'm not saying we're going downhill, but we got two options. We can continue to climb, or we got three options. We can plateau. We can kind of ride this first or second round playoff wave for the next one or two seasons and then go down. Or we can ride this little plateau, ALDS, ALCS, maybe get knocked out and then go up after 25, because in 26 we free up a lot of money. And I did mention Christian Walker earlier. Christian Walker, I would love it. I know he's like 36, but the dude's hit 30 home runs 3 years in a row, and he's a really good defensive glove. What do you do? No, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thank y'all for stopping in. David, we're not getting Gurriel. We're not bringing him back. Yeah, man, I had a great Thanksgiving. I'll have to tell Bregman bye. I actually have Bregman's agent's number. I need to reach out to him, see if he's doing any interviews right now. I doubt it. Wheelbite is predicting, man, you sure are hopeful, sir. You take that always positive, always Stros way seriously. So, hey, guys, I'm going to a little personal note here. My Stros 411 page on Facebook. Sorry, that's going to sound weird on audio. I've changed things up a little bit. We've taken the S and turned it to a Z. So I got the Stros 411, always positive, always Stros. I've got some new stickers. If you want some of these stickers, I can sell them individually or whatever, or in a little package, 4 or 5 together. Hit me up on DM, on social media, and we can make a deal. And we've been opening some cards. We've been opening some, let me see right here. We got some nice list cards. Okay. We got some doubles. Some of these doubles, as I get doubles in, I'll be doing some giveaways for these. We got a Gunnar Henderson. We got some other ones that you'll see here pretty soon. And I was thinking about this. I still think there's a chance we sign Alex Bregman. And if I start getting, I'll tap into some people tomorrow. If I think that we're going to get Bregman, I'll do a little contest for the length of contract and the money, and have you send it in. I'll make a post, and whoever gets the closest or gets the exact number, I'll send you some Alex Bregman cards. How's that? That'll be kind of cool. We can do that and celebrate. Mama Wheelhouse is calling it a night. Hey, Mom, thanks for hanging out with me. I texted my mom and I said, hey, I'm doing a show tonight. She's like, I'm still up. So, and yes, more advent calendar fun. We're through 7 days tomorrow. I'll release the 8th day, and I think you'll like what's coming in the next couple of days. I'm just assuming that it's going to get better. So look, I'm going to head out here. I'm just going to go chill out. I'm going to veg out because my mind is fried right now. And so thank y'all for tuning in to Locked on Astros. This has been really, really fun. You guys are always the best. I mean, y'all never disappoint. We had over 100 people. That's amazing. Without you, this show wouldn't be possible. But listen, we need y'all to do some recon for us. This off season in December. Your Christmas gift to us. Tell 3 people you know that don't listen to our show. Tell them to subscribe to our show. Go to work, pull out your phone, say, hey, you heard of YouTube? Yeah. You like the Astros? Okay. Go go to this Locked on Astros, subscribe to it. When they subscribe to it, take a picture of their phone, send it to us on social media. I'll see if we can get some like giveaways going. So y'all do that. I hope y'all have a great night. I hope you have a great Sunday. And we'll talk to y'all soon. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. And for everybody here at Locked on Astros, remember, we're your team every single day.